Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lesia and today I'm going to be sharing my March wrap-up part 2 with you. There are 4 more books that I've read during the month of March that I didn't mention in the previous video, and this is the video when we're going to talk about those books. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with a book that actually got a separate review video on my channel. If you want to see the full review, it's pretty non-spoiler, you can click here on the suggestion above right now. And I'm going to sum up this book, The Rebel of the Sands, as quickly and as consistently as I could possibly imagine myself doing. So, Rebel of the Sands by Alvin Hamilton is a young adult fantasy book which focuses on our main heroine Amani. And Amani is living in this sort of desert-like village where they are only familiar with one thing: guns and shooting and digging up metals. It's a bit of like a Western mixed in with a Middle Eastern setting. It's very fun and unique, and the world building is gorgeous. It's filled with myths and stories and dreams and weird creatures, and we get to meet some of those in the book. The main story is that Amani is trying to leave the home where she is living to escape her life, to escape to the big city, to escape this place out of nowhere. And I really like this book. It's the first one in the cycle. I don't know how much books there will be. Initially I was drawn by the cover, but I got to enjoy this book quite a fair bit. I think I gave it 3.5 stars, closer to 4. It's really good for a debut novel. Although in some parts it felt quite young adult to me, overall it was a very fun, high-paced adventure, and I really liked how Amani was a bit of a selfish character, which was also very fun to follow. You can really feel the atmosphere of the desert surrounding you, the whole sandy, beachy thing going on, the water, the heat, the eternal fight and struggle to remain alive, and this is a book that's filled with all that. Another book that I've read in the month of March is The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle, and this is actually a fantasy classic. This is a really gorgeous story about a unicorn that lived in a lilac wood, and she lived all alone, and once upon a time she overhears a conversation between two guys that are wandering the forest looking for animals, talking about how nobody sees unicorns anymore and how they're kind of extinct. And the unicorn realizes that her kind is in danger and she needs to find out what is really going on behind it all. And she sets out to this classic quest journey, and she meets people on the way, and it was heartbreakingly beautiful. I almost cried on page 4 already when there was this conversation between the two men about how unicorns aren't appearing anymore, and it really pierced me, and I felt like this story is something that you really need to read for the pure beauty of it. The way that this book is spoken is like a very soft, very sweet fairy tale, but it's filled with this sadness and this constant feel of magic. So of course I give this book a full 5 stars, and I would recommend it to anybody who loves fantasy, who imagines what unicorns are like. This is a gorgeous book and I'm glad to have read it. The next book that I've read in the past month is Here There Be Dragons by James A. Owen. This is the first book in the Imaginarium Geographica series. It would best be for ages like 12 or 14, I think. And it's really adventurous and fun, and I've gotten an unbelievable Narnian vibe from this book, which is really good because I love Narnia and everything connected with Narnia, so it made absolute sense for me. And it's following an adventure of 3 different guys, and they're left in the possession of a large book that is the Imaginarium Geographica, which is an atlas of made-up fairy tale worlds that are connected in between. And those 3 characters have to make their way across these lands on a beautiful ship, which is called the Indigo Dragon, which is why there's a dragon on every cover of the book. And they just have to save Imaginarium Geographica from being stolen. You would find a bit of Tolkien references, a bit of Narnia references, a bit of Jules Verne in there. It's it's really super fun, and I think I'm going to go on with the series. One of the best things about the book is the beautiful illustrations, because James Owen is originally an illustrator and he does marvelous works, and this is why this book would be so fun for a kid or somebody who's growing up. The last book on this list is Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay, and this is a book I requested on NetGalley in ebook form. It's this gothic kind of retelling of Jane Eyre, but it's really way more special, even though I haven't read the original, but whatever, you can trust me on this apparently. Jane Steele is a murderous kind of retelling of Jane Eyre. It's following our main heroine, who is actually a murderess from a very young age, starting with her unfortunate cousin, and then a row of other unfortunate human or near-so beings. Ultimately though, it really is a love story. It's also in the form of a diary, and I think it starts with the words, "Reader, I murdered him," which is kind of super quirky. And it was fun to follow Jane's story because she has a really cool way of exploring settings and talking about stuff, and also feeling kind of guilty but not guilty, but you know, it's a peculiar mix. It was gory in parts and really honest, and I gave it 4 stars because it just kind of took me along for this cool journey and I couldn't let go. So that was it for the books that I read in March. It was quite a lot and it was quite a busy reading month for me. If you have read any of these books, please feel free to express your opinion down in the comments, and also leave me a thumbs up for this video so I know that you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to get more such videos. I hope you liked this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!